working with women in the food industry to help them get the recognition that they deserve in their careers and in their lives without completely frazzling themselves and their teams. That is me. I'm doing an impromptu live. I just thought, do you know what? I want to come on and talk about my to-do lists that I go on about all the time. So I know I bang on about them, but I wanted to talk about why I do and why I think they're really, really important. So I'll start with what a to-do list is. So a to-do list is basically the opposite of a to-do list. It is a way of reflecting on everything that you have achieved, because we spend our lives constantly trying to tick off to-do lists. And let's be honest, they never, ever flipping end. No matter what you do, you always end up with more stuff on your to-do list. And what can happen is you tick off all of that stuff, but there's stuff constantly being added and you feel like you're never good enough, like you're never getting enough stuff done. And it can be super frustrating. And you just get on this hamster wheel and you don't notice, the weeks, the months, the years go by and you don't notice all the things that you've achieved. You just end up being super, super busy. And what I have seen in myself and in clients that I have worked with is that over time, that busyness and that never stopping to reflect on what you've actually done a good job on starts to erode at your self-confidence, and it starts to make you feel like you're not good enough at anything, like you're a busy fool at everything. And I'm sat here right now. You can't see it because obviously I've cleared stuff away, but I'm sat here with washing all around me, thinking to myself, well, you may have had a good day at work, but you're a crap. I'm not a flipping housewife anyway, am I? But you're crap at keeping your house clean and tidy. We always go to the negative and we always beat ourselves up about things. So the to-do list, I haven't just made up out of nowhere. I think I came up with the phrase in a coaching session a couple of years ago. But it is based on psychology, and it is based on positive psychology, and it is based on the neuroscience of positivity and gratitude. Because when you start to focus on the positives and don't just think about all the things that you haven't got done in a day, but start to notice the things that you have got done, you start to feel better about yourself. And I often have clients that come to me and they might be 10, 20 years into their career, and they've been doing really well in their career. But they have reached a point where they've just completely lacking in self-confidence, and they don't give themselves credit for all of the things that they have achieved in the past. So one of the things I always get clients to do is write down kind of a to-do list of all the achievements that they've made throughout their careers. And lives, because there's lots of skills that we also have outside of work that we don't necessarily give ourselves credit for. Because once you start to build up this bank of, actually, I was really good at that project and I was good at that project, you start to see patterns and you start to realise what your strengths are and what you're really good at and what you enjoy doing. And all of this stuff is really important for being happy in yourself, having self-confidence, and for basically having a fulfilling life and career. So I use the to-do list. I do it every month. And when I'm going through periods of change, when I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I go back to doing it daily. And sometimes I do it weekly. So what I'd get a lot of my clients to do is to start doing it daily. So maybe, and it doesn't have to take a long time, it can take 5 minutes at the end of the day. What are the 3 things that I've achieved today? What are 3 things that I'm grateful for? And what do I need to get out of my head and think about for tomorrow? And actually just taking that 5 to 10 minutes to reflect each day really starts to have a snowball effect. And when I look back 2 years ago, so it's 2 years ago today that I was my last day employed and I took voluntary redundancy, and I was setting out to build up a new business, and my self-confidence was quite low, and I was thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing. I got to where I got to by doing a daily practice of self-reflection and planning for the next day. And I did that religiously for 6 months. And it propelled me forward and has helped me to get to where I have got to in terms of successful business, a podcast, grown a following on LinkedIn from 500 to 7,000. It's bonkers when I say all of this stuff out loud because it was just little old me in my bedroom. But I did that, yes, through blooming hard work, but I also did it by sitting down and looking at what I had achieved each day and thinking, what do I need to do to set myself for even more success tomorrow? And I had a guided journal to do that in. And I've created my own. I've got an actual real life journal that I have now launched that you can buy on Amazon. And I am here to sell it to you as well because, I was excited about it. But the reason I'm excited about it is because I know how much it can help people, because I've had clients doing this for a long time. I've been doing it myself for a while. I did that whole 6 months of journaling every day. So I'm going to talk to you about it really quickly. I don't want to keep you here that long. But in the To-Do List book, there's a lot of bump at the start about how you use the journal and the principles behind it and why it really can help you from a positive psychology point of view. You've got a bit for writing in your past achievements and stuff like that. And then we get started. And there are daily prompts, not a lot in there because I know you're busy and you don't have much time, but there's daily prompts in there around what your wins are, what challenges you face, what you're grateful for, and what you're going to do. What you're going to do about it, because that's what matters. And then there's spaces for weekly reflections, and then there's monthly, and then all the prompts in there start to get you to think about things like what are your unique strengths, the things you're most grateful for in your life, because this really starts to help you to get to realize what you want to do more of and what you want to do less of, and the things that you can consistently struggle with. And you can really use it daily, weekly, monthly. And I encourage people to use it daily to start with, because what you're trying to do is build a habit. And the habit is all about switching to the positives and finding ways to really reflect on what you're good at and what you have achieved, rather than beating yourself up all day long about what you haven't achieved. So that is what it's all about. And I'm very excited because I've actually got a real life book on Amazon. And it's nice, handy size. You can't really see, but it'll fit in a handbag basically, because that's what I wanted to do. And it's 6 months worth of prompts. I know that daily journaling and reflection changed my life, and that is why I have published this journal to help you to do the same. You can go on Amazon and find it, and I will put a link below this video. But I've rambled on for long enough as it is. I normally try and keep my videos between below 4 minutes, but this is what happens when I just impromptu decide to come online. But go grab your to-do list, start focusing on the things that you have achieved, not just constantly thinking about what else you've got to achieve, because I can guarantee it's going to help you to start to feel more confident and get to know yourself better. Any questions? Let me know.